Moodle Training webinar. My name is Majid Hussain, and this is the second webinar aimed at teachers who wish to learn more about teaching in Moodle. Today we'll be looking at how a teacher would upload their lesson resources into Moodle, and more importantly, how they would use Moodle to signpost certain resources to make it easier for their students to find lesson resources within Moodle. So that's the gist of it. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be basically showing you the easiest ways of uploading files into Moodle, how to organize those files, and also signpost those files. As I'm sure you're aware, we're using Google Hangouts on Air for this webinar. So if you have any questions, there is a chat feature built into this. So you feel free to post any questions, and I'll be able to get back to you at the end of the session. So these webinars are held each month. So the next one will be held in the end of February, and I'll be able to give you the date for that at the end of this session. So you can also catch us follow us on Twitter. So there's a Twitter, our Twitter user account at the bottom there, and you can also email me using my email address, which is visible in the middle there. Okay, so what is a Moodle resource? In the teaching context, a resource is basically an object which can be used to support learning. So in Moodle, it's known as a file. So a typical example might be a PowerPoint, which will have some content within it, which is used for supporting learning for students, aimed at students. Files can be any types of files in Moodle. So you can upload images, Word documents, videos, audio files, PDFs, and lots more. Teachers can also utilize folders within their course, so they can organize their files by adding folders, and I'll show you a nice way of uploading lots of files into your Moodle course using this folder feature. Okay, we're also going to be using the Moodle label resource quite heavily within this webinar in my demonstration fairly shortly. And the label resource can be found within the activity chooser. So when you click on turn editing on and you click on add an activity, you'll find the label resource within that list of activities. It's really important to use labels as they help make your course feel a bit more user-friendly. You'll find that your learners will be more engaged on reading your lesson materials, that kind of thing, if your course has a web page or exercise book kind of feel to it. So that's the whole idea of using using the label resource, making sure that we make our content interesting and easy to read. Okay, so teachers can use a mixture of content, so you can upload images and video in labels. You can also write your own text, paragraphs of text, use a table, add a table of content in there, that kind of thing. So we'll be using a bit of that later on. And labels are great for distinguishing between different topics and sections within your course. As I said before, using labels is highly recommended, and the reason for that is it's just so that students find it easy to see different types of resources within their course. To give you an example of the importance of labels, when you go to a supermarket to buy a product, you'll find that the products have a label on them. If they didn't have a label on them, you wouldn't know what the product contains, what the ingredients are, that kind of thing. Same thing applies to labels within courses as well. So if you don't use labels, students, your learners, your end user won't know what content you've added onto your Moodle course. It just becomes a document library as such. Okay, so in the walkthrough, we're going to be going through and showing you how to upload files and folders into your Moodle course, and I'm going to show you how easy it is to do this. I'm also going to show you how to embed video and also embed a PowerPoint presentation onto your course as well, and we'll look at how to organize our resources and signpost resources as well. Okay, so I'm just going to exit this presentation for now, and then here we have a tab. So we're back onto our demo Moodle. So this demo Moodle uses the latest version of the Titus theme, so it looks very different to the standard Moodle. And we can see here we're in a course called History Demo Course. This is how we left it in our first session. So in our first session, we learnt how to add a course introduction, how to add a picture into our introduction, and we also learned how to use different course formats. So here we're using the grid format, and we have 3 sections here. One labeled lesson resources, homework activities, and also pupil voice. So in the next task for us here as a teacher is to upload our lesson resources and make them available to our students, and to do this in a easy to use way. So the first thing I would do in terms of adding files is turn editing on. So at the very top here we've got a button to turn editing on. Okay, once editing is enabled, you can see there's lots of different icons to make changes to the existing content. Now what we can do is, if you've got all your files etc already created, we can upload those files, or if you wanted to let's say add further topics within your lesson resources, we can do that here as well. So the first thing I'm going to do is upload some of my files. So to do that, I'm going to go into my file browser, and then from my desktop I have a folder called my Moodle documents. So here I have a range of different files which consist of images, and there's different types of images: JPEGs, PNGs, and GIF format images. I also have a folder with some files in it, and we've also got some other types of files here as well, including video and audio. So I'm just going to select a couple of files here. So I'm just using the Shift key, Control key on my keyboard just to select multiple files. So do that. So I've got 4 files selected here. Once they're highlighted, all you need to do is click and drag them into your section. So as soon as you drag them into your section, you can see a caption behind saying add files here. So as soon as I drop my files, they're uploaded into my chosen section, and I don't need to click on save or anything like that. You can see that the file names are taken from the file name from my computer. So it's very easy to rename files as well. So if I wanted to rename the first one at the top here, all I do is click on this icon on the end here. So edit title, and then I can type in a more friendlier name. As soon as I hit enter on my keyboard, it saves a file name for me. The other thing I can do is I can reorder my files as well by clicking and dragging using this little crosshair icon on the very beginning of my file. So each file has a crosshair and can be moved within the same section, or you can move a file into a totally different section as well. So you can see there's 3 files in one section, and there's a file that I've just dragged and dropped into my other section here, second section. So I'm just going to go back and put it in here. So the other things that you can do is every file resource has a edit menu. If I click on edit, I can click on edit settings to rename the file and choose how I want to open the file. I can also hide the file, so if I don't want my students to see it straight away, I want to make it available in future, then I can hide it for now and show it in future. I can also create a copy of a file as well, so this might be useful if you're uploading a video file which has taken you 20 or 30 minutes to upload, and rather than having to upload it again to use in a different section, all you need to do is click on edit and duplicate, and Moodle will create a copy for you which will be created fairly instantly. Okay, and we can also delete our resources here as well by clicking on the edit menu and choosing delete. As soon as press delete, Moodle asks you to confirm the action. So I'm just going to click on the cross to cancel that. Okay, so that's one way of uploading files. So the first thing you need to do, just to summarize, is turn editing on. Once you've got editing enabled, you just go down to the content area of your chosen section, and then open up your file browser in a new window and choose your files, and then simply drag them and drop them into your section. So that's a very simple way of uploading your files and getting most of your lesson materials on there to start with. Now, the second thing to look at is how to upload folders of content. So you might have a folder like I have here called Moodle files, and this has 4 files in here, and I've created a zip file of that folder. So this zip file contains the folder and the 4 files within it. Now if I upload this zip file, Moodle will ask you to, well, it gives you a couple of options, and the first one is to unzip the file and create a folder resource, which is a good option. So if I click on upload, Moodle's now uploading that file into my course, and you can see it's finished doing that now. I can rename that folder to something else, or I can click on it to view the contents. So you can see here you've got 4 different files here, including an MP3 file. So your students can easily access those files. So if you've got lots and lots of files, you feel free to zip the parent folder and drop that into your Moodle course. Okay. Other things you might want to use within your course are things like videos, or you might want to embed a PowerPoint document. So typically PowerPoint documents are created using Microsoft PowerPoint, and if you're uploading files in Moodle using PowerPoint, they won't display in Moodle. You'll have to download, the student will have to download them and open them in PowerPoint. A good way to get around that is by using a website called SlideShare. So SlideShare is a free-to-use website, so you can go on and sign up for an account and upload your existing PowerPoints in here and make them available on the web. Once you make them available on the web, you can then embed them onto your website, such as Moodle or in your Moodle course. So here we have a slideshow that someone's presented, and if you click on the share button at the bottom here, we can see there's a embed option. If I click on that, you can see that there's some embed code here. So if I just right click and copy this, I can now use this embed code within my Moodle course. So to insert the Moodle code, you have to use the label resource. So if I click on the icon here, plus icon, for you guys, you'll have an option called add an activity or resource. So I'm just going to click here. So we've got the activity chooser here now, and underneath at the bottom we've got an option called label. So label allows us to add text, images, embed code, video, that kind of thing. So here I'm just going to click on the first option. The first tool here expands the toolbar and gives me a lot more options to choose from. And at the very end here we have an option called HTML. Because I've copied HTML code from the link, the SlideShare website, I must click on this button first and then paste in my code. So I've just pasted in the code here, and then all I need to do is click on save and return to course, and Moodle should embed the SlideShare document for me. So here you can see this, the presentation is here. So the reason why I encourage people to use this website is because students don't have to download the document. They can view the slides within your Moodle course, and they can also go into full screen mode using this icon on the corner here, and they can easily navigate between slides as well. I've tested it using a tablet device, so using an iPad, and it works really nicely on an iPad as well. So you can swipe on the iPad to move to different slides. Okay. One other thing that I want to show you when uploading resources and using online resources is the use of video. So if you've got access to YouTube or Vimeo, and there's lots of useful teaching materials on YouTube and Vimeo, and you want to utilize those, all you need to do is copy the URL from the YouTube website. So I've got a tab open here. So here we have a video about the Victorians, a typical schoolroom, and I'm just going to copy the URL at the top here. So this URL is a unique URL just for this video. So I've just highlighted it and I'm going to copy it here. Okay, once I've copied it, I can close this window. I don't need that YouTube video open in a new tab there. And again, I'm going to use the same policy. So click on the plus icon to add an activity, and then choose label and click on add. And in label text here, I'm just going to type in a word such as video. This could be a title of the video. So this adding videos is slightly different to adding the embed code for a SlideShare document. So to add videos such as YouTube or Vimeo, all you do is type in some text. So that could be the title of the video. So I'm just going to call it video about the Victorians, and then highlight the text, and then make that text a link. So click on this link icon here, and then all we do is paste in our YouTube URL. Moodle will do all the hard work and render the video onto your course as an embedded object. So all I need to do now is click on save and return to course. Okay, so underneath my SlideShare document, I should have a video which we have from YouTube, and my students can play this within my Moodle course. They don't have to jump to the website. I'm not asking them to go navigate away from the Moodle website. They're staying on the course page, and they can play the video within the course itself. Okay, so as we add content to our course, the more files, the more resources that we add in our course, the longer our section will get. So we can choose to organize our resources much better. So again, using the label resource will allow you to add custom headings. So I've prepared some graphics using Photoshop, or you can use a free software application called GIMP to create graphic headings similar to ones that I've created, which you'll see shortly. Or you can just use plain text to create headings and paragraphs of text to present your course as and give it the web page / exercise book feel. So that's what we're going to be doing next. So again, I've got editing enabled, and I'm just going to click on add an activity again and choose label again. So we're using label quite heavily here. Okay, so in here, all I need to do is drop in my graphic. Because I'm using the Atto editor, I can drag and drop my image into here. So if I just go into my Moodle folder, so I've got some graphics here. So I'm just going to drop the first one in here. Okay, so you can see that's the image that I created in Photoshop, but you can use GIMP or the free image editing software to create your little graphics. And once you've done that, just click on save and return to course. So that's added a label, a heading for me, which automatically appears at the bottom, but I can click on the crosshair and drag it to the top. Okay, so my first topic will be about World War II, and just an example, these 4 files, the very top 4 files, will be part of this topic. So further down, we've got a slideshow document on Anglo-Saxons, and we've also got a video about the Victorians. So I'm just going to add a few more labels just to show you how easy it is to organize your files. So I'm just going to add another label, and again, just drop in another graphic that I've created. You don't have to use graphics. You can just use plain text and style the text so it's nice and big, so it appears as a heading. But I'm just going to do this. Okay, so we've got a heading called Victorians. So I'm just going to move that further up. Okay, and I want the folder resource. I'm just going to rename that to the Victorians. So I didn't quite save that, so try that again. Okay, so I'll just rename my folder, and the SlideShare document can go underneath because this video is about Victorians. So I'm just going to drag that up a bit. So that can go up here. Okay, and then I'll add one more heading by clicking on add an activity, choose a label resource, click on add, and just drop in our graphic in here. So this time I've got topic3.png and just dropped it in there. Click on save and return to course. So you can see I've got 3 different topic headings within my section, the lesson resources section. So it's a fairly small course so far, and I'm just going to move that heading further up so it's just above the video. And then what we can do here now, just to see our progress as a teacher, we can click on turn editing off, and then switch our role to a student. So in the administration block on the left hand side here, we have an option called switch role to, and I'm going to click on student here, and then that will allow me to view my course as a student would see it. So you can see the course title, introduction, the picture of the teacher, the news forum if they want to participate within that. And if I click on lesson resources, they can see the heading at the top here. They can see the 4 files. So as a student, I can see these 4 files are about World War II. Underneath that, I've got another topic called the Victorians and a video about the Victorians. And if I go further down, I've got another heading here called the Anglo-Saxons, which currently contains just a slide share PowerPoint presentation. Okay, so that's our progress so far. We can further improve this by adding some introductions, like a paragraph of text underneath our topics as well. So just to give it like a web page / exercise book feel. So again, what I need to do is click on return to my normal role so I can go back in as a teacher and turn editing on. And now I've got editing enabled. I can either edit the existing label or add another label in between these 2 items here. So I'm just going to click on edit settings, and underneath the image I'm going to add a paragraph of text. So I've got some text already prepared here, so I've got a paragraph of text that can go here. Just copied that. Oops, yeah, it's copied anyway. So I'll just close that. So I'm just going to paste that in here so you can see the text has been pasted successfully. And I can further style that text, make some of the words in bold, that kind of thing. And then once I'm happy with that, I can click on save and return to course to view my progress. So I can see here I've got a heading and a paragraph of text of what World War II was about. And if I do the same thing for Victorians, I can just click on edit settings, and again underneath, place my cursor underneath the heading. I'm just going to paste in the text for this topic as well. So again, I've got something prepared. So I'm just going to open up the text and then edit, copy, and then paste that in here. So you can see that's in there now. Again, you can use lots of different styling options here. So I'm just going to use, you can use bullet points, numbered lists. You can add images in here as well if you wanted to. And once you're happy with that, just click on save and return to course. Okay, so we can see now under Victorians we've got a little paragraph of text, and we've also got a folder resource and a YouTube video. And I'll just do the same thing again one more time. So all I'm doing is editing the label by clicking edit settings, and then I've got some content prepared again. Just going to open that again and then copy that and paste that here. So I'll make text bold and then save and return to course. Okay, and we can see the paragraph of text in here as well. So here we go. So if I just do switch role to student, we can now see the course as a student would see it again. So if I click on my first topic, which is what we're working on, we can see that the headings are there. There's also a paragraph of text. We can further improve this by using images, and I can show you an example as well of another course that I've worked on in the past. So if I go to the home page and click on global hazards, for example, here, you can see that I've used a SlideShare document here, and you can see there's lots of images being used here. You can see there's videos here as well, and some case study documents, etc. There's lots of interesting different contents, and the style that's come across this Moodle theme, the Moodle course, is a nice web page feel, which is what you want to achieve in order to engage your students to use Moodle and to learn using Moodle as well. So that's about it for today, I believe. Let's just go back to our slideshow. So let's open that. So that's it for the demonstration for today. If you have any questions, feel free to email me. Use the chat facility enabled here. If you haven't seen the first video about setting up a course, all you need to do is log on to our Titus Learning YouTube channel. You should be able to find the first webinar as well. So feel free to watch that. The next training webinar will be held on the 24th of February, which is a Wednesday. Again, it will be delivered twice, 8 AM for people in Southeast Asia, etc. And also 4 PM for people in the UK and Europe. If you can, choose either one of those sessions. And we're going to be looking at how teachers would create an assignment or a piece of homework for their students, and also how they would mark that piece of work and to give feedback to their student as well. Thanks for watching today, and I hope you find what I've shown you useful, and yeah, feel free to get in touch if needs be. Thanks for watching, and bye for now.